Good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I wanted to get on here and make just a quick video, just going over just a couple of announcements from the Xbox Games Showcase that took place over the weekend as essentially part of the Summer Games Fest. Um, but yeah, they did the Game Showcase 2025. Um, I recently got a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing, but there were a couple of things that stood out to me that I just wanted to touch on. First off, for all the handheld fans out there, they announced the Xbox ROG Ally, or the ROG Xbox Ally, which they have two. One's a Ally and then the Ally X. So looking at the differences between the two, the ROG Xbox Ally, let's see, has an AMD Ryzen Z2A, 16 gigs of memory and 512 gigabytes of storage, while the Xbox Ally X is using an AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme, carries 24 gigs of memory and 1 terabyte of storage. Um, and it's technically a modified Asus ROG Ally because that's where it's originally from, but it's pretty much going to provide a unified Xbox experience. So I guess you could say kind of sort of simulates a handheld Xbox to a degree. But it'll release holiday this year. And apparently word is it's bigger, is going to be a little bit bigger than the Switch 2. So, or in size, that is. So, find that kind of interesting. I don't know anybody that owns one. I know a few people that have a Steam Deck, and I know Steam Deck and the ROG was definitely the Asus ROG was nice little competition there, but probably not something I'm gonna get. But I can admire it for its look, and green's my favorite color, and Xbox has a lot of green. But you know, have it in black, have it in white. Um, but yeah, it looks neat. It looks neat, but I don't think I'll get it because I don't know. I've kind of strayed away from handhelds. I mean, I have a Switch too, but I mostly play it docked for the most part. But I mean, we'll see. But I have no plans on getting that. This next one, even though I'm not getting it, I just had to mention it because I remember hearing stories from friends that from this game making them rage. So Super Meat Boy is making a return with Super Meat Boy 3D. Now, I mean, I've played the previous one before on Steam. Not my type of game. Like, I played it a little bit, but it's not my type of game. But I know I know friends that are into the Super Meat Boy game. So after seeing this being announced, I was just like, oh great. But yeah, Super Meat Boy in 3D, and yeah, looking forward to hearing about more rage stories from friends that end up picking up that game. um, Ninja Gaiden 4. So they showed some more Ninja Gaiden 4. Um, Nice gameplay that they showed off. Will release October 21st, and it will also be on Game Pass. So thought that was pretty neat. The other Ninja Gaidens I have on PS5, but I'll probably take advantage getting this on Game Pass for now, and then eventually get it. But but yeah, developed at Platinum Games, and it'll release October 21st. So just handful of months, but at least it's coming out this year. But yeah, we'll definitely look forward to getting that. I mean, I do enjoy the Ninja Gaiden games, just, not on any insane difficulties or anything like that. But, I like it for the action and such. But, let's see. They also announced, and I just finished watching the first two seasons of this anime, but they announced a solo leveling game where it is a 4-player co-op action game. It comes out later this fall, but I'm kind of curious to see, how it will be. So I'm actually going to keep an eye out for this one because I just finished the first two seasons of the anime. The anime's awesome. The anime's awesome, very action packed, and yeah, I can see why it won Anime of the Year as a Crunchyroll. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do a season 3. From the looks of it, it looks like there's going to be a season 3. So definitely keeping an eye out for that. Um, they did reveal Persona 4 Revival, which is pretty much the Persona 4 remake. I mean, pretty much I take it as very similar to what they did with Persona 3 with Persona 3 Reload. So, yeah, it is official, and I don't believe. As a matter of fact, I don't remember if there was a release date. I don't think there was. But it's supposed to come out this year. It's supposed to come out this year. So, definitely will be keeping an eye on that. I'll probably end up getting it on PlayStation 5 just like I have on with Persona 3 Reload. And I'll probably get a physical copy of it because, I do enjoy the Persona games, especially 3, 4, and 5, with 5 being my favorite. Although 4, had some of my favorite characters, especially, I'm a Chie Satonaka fan. So, but yeah, so definitely we'll be getting this when it releases. Um, there's they showed off an Invincible fighting game, which is called Invincible Versus. Now, I don't necessarily keep up with the animated series or the comic or anything like that, but I've heard about Invincible. Um, so it will apparently be a 3-on-3 tag team fighter. So it's got me thinking Dragon Ball Fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 sort of vibes. Doesn't come out until next year. I'm curious to see what the overall mechanics are like. I don't know if I'll necessarily get it, but I'm curious to see what other features it's going to have. So, especially with me being somebody that plays fighting games. Okay. Gears of War Reloaded. Which I find that interesting that's also going to come to PlayStation 5. But August 26th, the original Gears of War, remastered, reloaded, you name it. It's going to be updated with 4K resolution at up to 120 frames per second support. Supposed to have better multiplayer, and it's going to have cross-play and cross-progression across platforms. So that's a nice little feature to that. But yeah, releases August 26th. And I've enjoyed the Gears of War's game. I mean, still to this day, my favorite Gears is still Gears of War 2. But I've I've enjoyed the franchise for the most part. Um, I'd have to say the one that I've played the most of, well, mostly because I helped work on it, was Gears of War Judgment. But still, Gears of War 2 still is my favorite to this day. Although I really did enjoy Gears 3. Um, I even enjoyed those even more than the most recent Gears 4 and Gears 5. But they were still great games. They're still great games. Like I said, the Gears of War franchise, I've always enjoyed and appreciated. And who knows? Maybe they will bring back tournaments, because they used to do tournaments for Gears of War, especially um, in my area when they were doing the Carolina Game Summit. And yeah, they used to do Gears of War tournaments. So maybe this will be an incentive to bring it back. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Sea of Thieves, Season 17, which releases this coming August, which introduces new weapons and a smugglers faction. I've dabbled around in some Sea of Thieves. I mean, I have the game. I've dabbled around in it. I would like to get back into it. It's just, with that being an MMO, you got to really stay dedicated. But it is a game that I have enjoyed whenever I do play it, especially with friends. So it's good to see that they're continuing to release content and updates for Sea of Thieves. So at least that's a big positive. And even though I already have this game, it's cool to see that Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate is going to Xbox. So it's interesting. You would think, being that Rebirth is out, that this would have been on there already, and the announcement would have been that Rebirth is going there. But Xbox is just really late to the party. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. They're late to the Final Fantasy party. But hopefully, maybe next year or whatnot, they'll add Rebirth. But all the Xbox fans can now grab Final Fantasy VII Remake when it comes out, which it will be this winter. And what's apparently out right now is Final Fantasy 16 now on the Xbox, which I still need to finish my playthrough of Final Fantasy 16. It's been a while, but Xbox fans can own it now. So thought that's pretty cool. You can get it. You can get the game, or you can get the game plus the 2 expansions that they released later for it. So that's pretty cool. But it's good to hear that Xbox is going to experience the Final Fantasy love. And also, even though I'm probably not going to get this game, but I got to shout it out because I understand how popular it is. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Wow. Can't believe they're already at 7. Jeez. I feel like they're just spewing out Call of Duties left and right, up, down, north, east, south, west, all over the place. But that was how they closed out the show, was Duty. Play a little Duty. Wow. Set in 2035. But, to be honest, I don't even remember the last Black Ops game I played. Might have been like 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I used to be all about some Call of Duty, especially for the story campaign and such. But I don't know, there just really hasn't been much that has really gotten me to really get back into Call of Duty like that. But I mean, I can appreciate that you know, it's a very popular first-person shooter, and you know they do tournaments for it, and you know it is what it is. But I don't see myself getting it. But hey, shout out to all the Duty fans. Hope they enjoy this one when it comes out. But that was pretty much it for the Xbox Game Showcase. But still, like I said, overall for this year's Summer Games Fest, not a whole lot of big announcements or anything like that. Or at least not many that got my attention. So, but still got some cool stuff on the way. So at least there's some things to look forward to for sure. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what y'all's thoughts were on the Xbox Game Showcase. Were there any announcements that got your attention? Any games you're looking forward to? By all means, share. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, my name is Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed rest of their day, and I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Later.